that shit of doubt hanging around. God, oh, 'cause darling, there was nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone. I'm walking tall while you're alone. When I think about the way
I appreciate transparency within this community, and that is why I'm going to be bluntly honest with you guys. I have not opened my manuscript in a week and a half, and sometimes I'll sit down and try to write, but I've literally not even tried to sit down and write for a week and a half because I'm like scared of my manuscript, I guess. It's so weird to say, but I am. I've been in my head too much. But that's besides the point for now. If you're new here, hi, my name is Emily. I know that was probably a very interesting introduction if this is your first time seeing me. I make content here on YouTube and over on Instagram, where you probably know me from. Yeah, we are just starting a new writing vlog today, and I'm gonna open my manuscript and we're gonna continue because this draft needs to actually get rolling because it's taking too long. So I'm gonna bring you over to my desk. We're gonna go to my desk and I'm gonna go ahead and explain my struggles a little more in depth so that we can be on the same page. I'm so sorry for the lighting change. Everything is so weird right now. But for a little bit of backstory, the problem that I'm having is I'm just getting too much in my head about my writing, which this usually happens. Mind you, I'm only 4,500 words into this draft, which is basically nothing. And I've already somehow let myself overthink the entire thing. And for like reference, this entire summer I've worked on a completely like detailed outline of, I think it's like 17,000, 18,000 words. And I loved that. I absolutely loved doing a detailed outline. It has helped me so much, not just with the plot, but just my characters and everything. Like, I'm so glad I did it. But I'm like starting to second guess and doubt myself. So I'm the type of person where I know most people say you shouldn't force yourself to write because that's toxic, but I have to put myself on deadlines. And I love word count goals, guys. I really do. I know they're not helpful to some people, but they're so helpful to me. Like, honestly, I work the best under pressure. And if I tell myself I have to have a certain amount of words by a certain day, I'm much more productive. Because I've just been telling myself for the past couple weeks of this draft, I think it's been 2.5, 3 weeks almost. I just told myself, okay, you're just gonna write every day, you're just gonna write whenever, like, you're just gonna get this draft done. It's gonna be like, you're just gonna be chill about it. It doesn't work for me. I tried to do it. I need to have my deadlines. My deadlines are the only thing that gets me going. So we're gonna sit down and actually gonna write. We're gonna do maybe 1 or 2 sprints, and then we're gonna make a matcha because I just got more matcha powder after not having matcha for like, I think it's been like a month and a half. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me stop delaying and let's actually write.
Opening, closing, all in one day. Blue sky, then violent rain. Feeling the dirt shift, sensing the change. The dog has been shaken outside of a grave. Opening, closing, statements to phrase. Radio channels, curses or praise. News and instruction, it's for the pain. Bad conditions breaking everything.
I did about 40 minutes of sprints. I did like a sprint and a half, and not the best, but I knew it was going to be rocky getting back into this manuscript. I got about 400, 500 words. I think it was like 450. So it's better than nothing, and I'm glad that we're finally diving back into this. We're just going to try to stay positive, and I need to remind myself that I need to not be so in my head about this. I just need to make sure that my character is staying true to who she is since this is the beginning. I think that's it. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest. It's not going well right now. I've written about 200, 250 words, and I'm really struggling because I'm too in my head about what I'm saying. But it's like, I know this story, and I don't know, I'm just having a little bit of trouble. But like I know her, my main character Vess, I know her like the back of my hand. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time writing, cuz it's like my perfectionism is coming out because I'm very much a perfectionist, and that's why I have such a hard time with writing sometimes, because I want it to be perfect the first time, and I don't like looking at writing as like layers, which it is. And I need to do two things. I need to make a diagram of where Vess lives, because if you didn't know, I'm writing a cyberpunk dystopian, and Vess lives in like the underground subway that's not used anymore, and she's turned like the old carts or cars, whatever you want to call them, into her home like this. And I always knew what it looked like, part of it at least, because I've imagined this different scenes so many times, but I realized I've never really thought about what the other part of it looks like. So I need to just make a diagram and figure that out. So we're gonna do that tonight, because I want to try to get a few more words in, like at least get to 500. It's not what I want, but I need to get at least somewhere. I would love to write 1,000 words a day, but sometimes it just doesn't work, and I don't want to like crank too many words out, or else I know I'm just gonna rewrite them later. So we're gonna do just a little fun diagram, and I know there's something else I need to do. I just low-key forgot what it was, but I'm trying. This vlog is gonna be, I think it's gonna be kind of sporadic of good days and bad days. I wouldn't say today is a bad day, it's just not like I'm super excited to be writing this book day. Like I am super excited to be writing this book, but it's getting on my nerves and pushing me a lot today. So let's just get back to writing, and we will figure this out together.
Highways getting closer. It's never been my place to be. You don't know if you're still awake, and haven't had a dream for weeks. Traffic's getting
I am an asteroid. I'm soaring through the sky. He yells, but I ignore. I always start the fight. I say it dims my light. I've been on fire lately. We're about to collide, but he still calls me baby. I haven't played nice yet, he still wants me.
We're gonna have a little bit of a chat of what has been going on, and I want to make sure that I show the many different sides and emotions of being a writer, and how it's not just all I make characters and I have fun with my plots and nothing is ever hard. I do have fun with writing, and that is something that I need to work on more, is to remember that I do this because I love it, not because I have to. And I posted a reel about it recently, or yesterday, about perfectionism. And my sister and I were actually talking the other day, and she said something that really spoke to me about how so many people, creatives, tend to fall into the temptation of creating for validation instead of for themselves. Because as a creative, you start because it's something you love, and you tend to fall into the temptation of only creating something if you think other people are going to perceive it in a positive way. And I think I've gotten just so caught up in the idea that my book needs to be perfect the first time that I put it on paper. And like I always talk about how your first draft doesn't need to be good, and I like say all these things to other writers really meaning it, and like then I just don't take the advice for myself. And I think I've almost created like a narrative in my head that makes me subconsciously think that I'm not allowed to create badly. and making mistakes means failure, and failure means failure for life. For some reason, I have that in my head. And I just kind of, the past couple days, and the point of this vlog, I'm just trying to learn how to be kind to myself and not put so much pressure on myself about this book, and just try to remember the original idea I had for this book. I was so excited about, and I don't think I've lost that. I just think I have temporarily misplaced it, and I am trying to find it again. And like I said, I'm just having a problem where when I sit down, I'm overthinking everything I write, but it's just a phase. Because when I was at the library yesterday for writing group, I did have fun writing my scene. But then today I was thinking about it, and I was thinking maybe I should go back and rewrite it because I don't know if it was the vibe that I was going for. And I just need to learn to get out of this cycle of overthinking everything that I put on paper and just learning to move forward, because I always go back to the quote of you cannot edit a blank page. And if I keep overthinking and not just letting myself do, then I'm going to have nothing to edit. So I'm not going to have anything to even criticize anymore. I just need to have fun by writing again. And I don't know, like maybe later this evening I might write a scene just like for fun that might not even go in the book. I might just have fun with my characters and just to kind of find that joy again. Because I had a little taste of it yesterday, and now I guess while I'm still young, I just turned 18, which is so weird to say, and I need to allow myself to have fun with writing, because I never ever want writing to be something that I dread or something that I don't want to sit down and do. I want to view it as, oh my goodness, I get to write, or I get to write later today, instead of, oh my gosh, I have to write later, because I think I've kind of just put the wrong narrative in my head. So this is a little message to any of my creatives who are feeling a little overwhelmed or their perfectionism is getting in their way of their creativity. You're not alone. I struggle with it a lot. And it's a process. Like I said, it goes through its phases, and I guess I'm just kind of in a rut of it right now. But it's going to get better. And yeah. Hi guys, it has been a couple of days since you last saw me, and I went on a little weekend trip with my mom, so it was nice to get away for a little bit, and I kind of just spent the time reading, catching up on AuthorTube, and just trying to do things creative to help me fill my cup up again, so that now that I'm going to sit down and write again, I don't feel so intimidated. I've been reading a book. Let me grab it. Should have grabbed it before. I've been reading this book called The Story Cure, and I haven't just enjoyed it because it's been very helpful. I love this author's voice, and it's not just a very helpful book, but she adds her own like humor into it. So it's brightened my mood in the past couple of days of me reading it. I'm about halfway through. I might finish it today or tomorrow. And then as you saw, I was drawing earlier today. I actually worked on this yesterday. I've always wanted to be an artist, just never been good at it. And I just opened Procreate for like the first time in 2 years. I was like, you know what? Yeah, today's the day. And we're just gonna... And don't be fooled, I did trace my reference picture. This was my reference picture for the anatomy, because I honestly just wanted to see if I could do more of like shading and stuff. So it wasn't completely me. I would love to get into drawing and actually be good at it, but I don't know if that's possible. I know practice makes perfect, but maybe that'll be like a little side plot that you see throughout the vlogs, is my drawings here and there, because I think it would just be another creative outlet for me to connect with my characters, because I was thinking a lot about scenes while I was writing them, so I think it could be just maybe a nice little side thing. I'm gonna go make myself lunch, and then we're going to do some writing. And I think another main problem I've been having is I've been debating whether I want this book to be written in first person or third person. And from the beginning, I thought it was going to be third person, but then I was like doubting myself because I've been having a little bit of trouble writing in third person, but it's literally just because I've never written in third person, and the challenge is really challenging me, and I need to just be able to work with that. So we're going to continue to write in third person, and I'm actually going to study some of my favorite books that are written in third person. I recently read Cinder, loved it because it's a very big inspiration for me now, and I really love the writing style. And also Divine Rivals, I love that book. I love the Divine Rivals duology. It's not similar to my book since it is more like fantasy and I'm doing cyberpunk, but I really like the writing style and I very much admire her writing style. So I want to study it more like analytically so I can try to contribute or improve my own writing style. Anyways, all that to say, we're gonna go eat some lunch and then we're gonna get right back into it. I say that so hesitantly because I'm scared. As I said before, I'm scared of my manuscript, but we're just going to continue to do our best because that's all that we can do. All right, let's go. Hello everyone, I just did 2 20-minute sprints and I got about 490 words in, which it's okay. I know it's not a lot, but I had a lot of fun and it was a good writing session. So I rather honestly it be like a good writing session and not as many words rather than a bad writing session and a bunch of words, because chances are I probably would go back and just rewrite all of those words, but I feel good about the words that I wrote because I know I'm not going to rewrite them. Well, I probably will when I'm editing, but not to the point where I'm going to like go back tomorrow and rewrite them. So our word count is standing at about 7,400, and I just can't wait to hit that 10k mark because I feel like once we hit there, hopefully it'll just all be downhill and it'll be easy and everything. I did end up doing that sketch that I was talking about earlier in this vlog. I literally did it today, so I did it much later than I thought I would. This is what it looks like. It is very ugly, but it was just more for me to visualize. I do recommend if there's like certain scenes, even if you're not an artist, ugly sketch out what certain places and certain settings look like just so that you can refer to it so you're not confused, because if you're confused writing it, the person who's reading it is definitely going to be confused. So even if you think you have a good picture, like I knew exactly what the main living space looked like with the couch and the bookshelf, but I didn't really know what the kitchen or anything else looked like. And even though this is atrocious to look at, I know it's going to help me when we're doing future writing in those particular scenes. I think we're gonna end off the vlog here so that our next vlog can be started with a good mood, because I'm gonna start vlogging tomorrow, and that I can go into it being happy and not sitting here and telling you guys that I haven't opened my manuscript for a week and a half. Even though, like I said, breaks are fine, breaks are needed. I've just been too lazy and scared of my manuscript, but we're not scared anymore. We're not scared anymore. So I think we have accomplished what the goal of this vlog was to show that there are ups and downs of writing, and it's okay. If it was easy, then writing a book wouldn't be as fun. So you got to look at it from the perspective, if you didn't have lows, then the highs wouldn't feel as nice. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please give this video a thumbs up because it pushes out to more people and we can build more of a community here. And consider hitting subscribe if you liked this video. If you made it to the end, I want you to leave. I've been feeling very colorful lately. Leave the little rainbow emoji. I have just been feeling, I don't know, I've been feeling today has just been a good day for me. So I'm glad that it's contrasting with all the other days that we've had this week. Anyways, like I said, thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. Your comments and your support literally means the absolute world to me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!